It's the end of the school year, so you've had a whip round and you want to present your favourite teacher with a bouquet of flowers. Watch on to the end of the video and I'll show you how you can create your own hand-tied bouquet using flowers from the supermarket. Hello there, I'm Julie from Julie Davis Flower Workshops and Flower Start, the online flower arranging classes. But first, a few tips about your whip round. Obviously, you're going to decide how much everybody's going to contribute and make sure you get the money in before you go out shopping. The teacher that my flowers are going to be presented to is very well known to me, so I have chosen her brand colours, pinks, oranges and purple hues. Although my budget was reasonably generous, I didn't really have enough money to source my flowers from the florist, so I headed out to my local supermarket. And as I went around the supermarket, I was just careful to stick to my three main colours, pinks, purples and oranges. I did buy a few bouquets with white sim, but I've hoiked those out and I'll use those for another project. And the only tricky thing is you have to just keep on adding up how much you're spending as you go around so that you don't go over budget. And another tip for you, if you are making a tied bouquet, it's much easier to put one together if you've got bushy materials, whether that's spray flowers, and that means a single stem with lots of flower heads on it, like an alstroemeria or a chrysanthemum. Or, as I was lucky enough, I discovered that my supermarket was selling bunches of greenery. So for £5 I picked up a mixed bunch, and that included some hardruscus, some eucalyptus and some pittosporum too. So come with me and I'll show you what was available in the shop and how I put it together to make a fantastic bouquet, which I'm sure our favourite teacher is going to be very pleased to receive. It can be quite overwhelming when you go into your supermarket to buy flowers. That's why I always like to set a budget and a colour palette so immediately I can rule out all these bright yellows. If you're planning to make your own bouquet for your favourite teacher, just break down the activity into lots of little steps. So number one, you need to go to the supermarket. Number two, you'll need to have a clean bucket ready. So I always like to clean out my buckets with a little bit of bleach after I've finished using them so they're always clean for the next flower arrangement that I want to make. So I'm filling up my bucket using my outside tap. I'm then going to work through each of the bouquets, taking off the cellophane wrap, adding in the flower food that comes, little sachets that comes with each bunch, and then recutting the stem ends and getting them into the water. So this is the most important job really. As soon as you've got your flowers, get them into water as soon as we possibly can. I'm cutting my stem ends, my final bunch of roses, just turning them over to make sure that every single one has got a fresh cut. You can see by the little white fleck at the end of the stem. So I was quite pleasantly surprised to be able to pick up some greenery from my local supermarket, although when I unwrapped it, some of the stems weren't quite as perky as I thought. So whether you're buying flowers or buying greenery, always take out the bits that don't look quite so good. I left my flowers in a cool place probably for 3 or 4 hours until I was ready to start making my bouquet. Before you start, you'll need to make sure you've got a piece of string to tie your flowers together, and then I always have my floristry scissors and my secateurs so I can cut my woody stems. And look, a casualty already. I've managed to break one of my roses. I then like to take all my flowers out of the bucket and lay like with like. So I've got groupings and I find it much easier to put my bouquet together that way. You see me here closely examining some of the greenery that came in my mixed bouquet. I've decided that that piece of dracaena is just a bit too straggly, and that also the piece of eucalyptus had gone a little bit dry. I like to start my bouquets by pulling off any leaves or flowers which are going to be below the binding point. That's the point where you're going to add in your string. And if you'd like more of a detailed masterclass on how to make your own hand-tied bouquet, I do have a video class that you can download from my website, so I will make sure I leave a link to that in the description underneath the video. For the moment, I'll leave you to watch me make my bouquet in real time. Every so often you'll see me look across to the side as I hold my bouquet up into my patio doors, and I'm using that like a mirror so I can see exactly what I'm doing. What do you reckon? Here's the finished bouquet in a distinctive orange, pinks and purples. And if you'd like to know how I wrap this, I'll leave a link to the video that shows you the step-by-step exactly what you'll need to do. That's all from me for now, and I'll see you again next time.